Hey everyone, it's Kayla with fitnessblender.com. I've got a total body mobility workout for you in our board easily format. I've included a warm-up as well as a brief cool down, and we will be using 3 different circuits targeting the core, upper, and lower body for our mobility session today. For equipment, go ahead and grab an exercise mat and an extra towel or blanket for some padding since we will be moving around on the floor. Go ahead, grab what you need, set up your space, and let's get going. Let's kick things off Fitness Blender with our warm-up. Let's do 30 seconds on, no rest in between move, and we're gonna flow pretty quickly. Right after this warm-up, we're gonna head into our core circuit, so make sure you grab your exercise mat if you haven't done so already. I'm gonna start our timer and get a 10-second countdown started. 10 seconds is on the clock. We're gonna start things off with our jumping jacks. You can either do a modification or the full jumping jack. Here we go, 30 seconds. Again, if you need a modification, go ahead, give me some step outs with these arms moving. You can also change things up and give me a crisscross. Let's take it down to the floor into our bird dog exercises. So extending your opposite leg, opposite arm, and alternating. So right arm, left leg, pull it in, left arm, right leg. Make sure to keep your core nice and tight and try to avoid arching your back. Come back to a standing position. We're going to take a forward lunge. Lunge over that front leg. Sweep your arms open as if you're going to look behind you and step back to the center. Let's do it on the opposite side. Left lunge forward, sweeping over that front leg. Okay, now go ahead, lunge out to the side, shift your weight over that front leg and back. Really just opening these hips here, sitting your glutes back, and seeing what your range of motion looks like this morning, or this afternoon, or the evening. All right, last one. We're going to do an airplane. Okay, so balance on your left or your right leg, arms out or arms at your hips. And you're actually going to teeter from side to side, okay? So kind of like you're flying, almost. What this does is works your ankle stability a little bit. Okay, go ahead, switch sides. So whatever leg you did, time to do the other one. Arms out to the sides or on your hips. And let's add this weight shift, okay? Try to make the weight shift come from your hips and not your upper body. I know, easier said than done, huh? All right, let's take it down to the ground. We're gonna begin with a plank saw. So you're gonna get into a forearm plank and move your body forward and backwards, forward, backwards. Remember, 40 seconds on, 20 seconds are yours to rest, recover, or transition with me, all right? Here we go. Forearm saw, nice forearm plank. If this is enough for you, go ahead and stay here. Otherwise, you're sawing your body forward and backwards. Really tighten your core. Make yourself as stiff as a board. If you need a little bit of a breather, drop your knees, take a couple of seconds, but then pop right back into it. Okay, you can either continue with that movement, drop it down to your knees, take a breather, or transition with me. Next, we're doing Copenhagen planks, modified of course. Get into a nice side plank position. Take the bottom leg, bring it forward, and lift it up. So can you see how my leg is not in contact with the mat? So you can stay here if this is a challenge. If you need a little bit more, go ahead, straighten your top leg, hold on here. If you need something in between, drop it back to the original, arm up, and hold. I know, you really feel this, don't you? Okay, probably most of us are resting with me, which is awesome. Let's switch sides. We're going to do that Copenhagen modified plank on the other side. Ready? Okay, remember, your bottom leg goes forward. Nice, tight upper body. And hand on your hip. If you need a little bit more, hand up towards the ceiling. If you need a whole lot more, straighten that other leg, enter into a side plank, and hold that leg up. Just like that. Okay? Whichever variation you choose, just make sure that you keep that upper body forward instead of twisted. We don't want any twisting. All right, next, we're going to be doing a really, really wide runner's lunge. Okay, so if this is a narrow runner's lunge, widen your stance, right? Left leg forward. And what you're going to do is shift your weight forward, bring your hands forward, and swing the left hand back, the right hand up. You should feel that stretch all the way in this torso. Let's try that again. Shift your weight forward, open towards the front leg, hold that, shift your right arm up towards the ceiling. Come back, one more. Forward shift, open, hold, lift. All right, shake it out. Let's try it on the other side. So, wide runner's lunge. I've got my right leg forward this time. Remember, you're going to shift forward, open towards the right, lift with the left. Let's try this. Shift forward, open the book, and arm up. Okay? Again, come back, pause, sink back into it. Shift the weight forward, open, hold, arm up. Good. Either stay there or prepare to transition with me. Okay, we've got one more, standing or kneeling. This one's a little unique, okay? You can take a really wide stance, or if you're kneeling, just spread your legs apart. Take the right arm, palm up in front of you. You are going to take the other arm, raise it above your head, close to your ear. You're going to bend over and hold this position. Take that serving arm or that palm and flip it open. Give your mid-spine a really nice ring out. Okay, let's try that again. So, right palm up, left tuck it into your ear, bend to the right, and then swing that serving arm as if you're exposing your underarm to the ceiling. Okay, bring it down, shake it out if you need to, and let's get ready to switch on the other side. So my right arm is going to go up close to my ear, my left hand forward, palm up. You're going to bend over, this time to the left, and swing open to the right. There is a little bit of a twisting motion with this, but make sure that the twist comes from your middle back or mid back region and not your low back. You can also use your breaths to help kind of wring you out, like if your spine was a washcloth or a rag. All right. We are headed into a quick break / water break, and then I will see you again for our upper and lower body mobility sessions. I'll see you soon. All right, Fitness Blender, welcome back. We are headed into the upper and lower body mobility and stability sessions for this total body routine. Remember, it's board easily format, 40 seconds on, 20 seconds to rest, recover, or transition with me. We're going to start out on our mat in a hands and knees position. We are going to be working the upper body, take a brief pause, and then head to the lower body before we finish up with our quick cool down. I'm going to start the timer, get our 10-second countdown going, and then I'll meet you on the floor. All right, first we've got a hands and knees thread the needle. I really love this. You're going to take your right hand, place it behind your right ear like this. You're going to swing yourself up towards the ceiling, open up your chest, and then swoop yourself back under towards your opposite wrist. Okay, let's try that again. Open, open, open. Open up those pecs, that chest, the shoulder, and then swoop it back down, stretch out the upper back. Okay, 40 seconds here. Don't worry if your mobility doesn't look the best for the first couple of reps. Your body will get used to the motion and slowly loosen up. Okay, go ahead, switch sides. I'm going to turn around so that you can see me. Left hand behind your left ear, and same exercise. So opening up towards the ceiling, swooping down, bringing your elbow to your opposite wrist. All right, let's give it a try. Open up the chest and stretch out the upper back. Chest, bring it up towards the ceiling. Try and keep your lower body super steady. And bring it back down. I'm filming this early morning right now, and this is one of my favorite daily exercises. It is such a great way to start your day, end your day, or break up your day if you're at work or at home and need a little pick-me-up. Okay, we've got dolphin press next. So give me a forearm plank. Keep your upper body where it is, but you're going to push your hips towards the ceiling. Start working those shoulder blades, okay? All right, try it for yourself. Nice, strong forearm plank. Push your upper body towards the ceiling as if your hips are moving with a string, and settle back into the starting position. You should really feel this in your shoulders and shoulder blade muscles because this is a great upper body stability exercise. It's tough, but it's excellent. Okay, whew. Let's give our upper body a little bit of a shake out. We are headed into what I call floor angels, okay? So go ahead, lay on your back. Your knees can be bent or you can have your legs straight. Give me a goalpost or a 90-90 position and make sure your shoulder blades are flush against the floor. You're going to straighten your arms above your head, touch your thumbs if you can, and then slowly pull them back down, squeezing your back muscles. Okay, let's bring them up. Tap the thumbs if you can, and then squeeze, 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 squeeze. Your job is to keep your shoulder blades flush against the mat or the floor at all times, and really avoid arching your back. Okay, I'm going to do a couple more since I was talking. All right, this last exercise is really fun. It's going to be a hands and knees position. You're going to walk yourself around with the left hand planted into a reverse tabletop. Okay, let's try this. So, hands and knees, stabilize the left hand, walk yourself around, and flip into a reverse tabletop. Okay, let's go back and then reverse the action. Okay, so right hand stabilizes, walk yourself to the other way, reverse tabletop, and reset. Remember, you're alternating. So if your right hand was the stabilizer, next time your left hand is. Okay, all right, you can do one or two more or transition. Well, with me, we're headed into our lower body mobility circuit now. Okay, so you're gonna do another hands and knees position, but this time kick your left leg out. We're going to be doing hip rock backs to really open up this groin and inner thigh area. So go ahead, kick that left foot out, hands in front of you. Now the mobility stretch comes in when we sit back and bring our glutes towards our heels. You should really feel that right in this area. Okay. Come back up, give yourself a little bit of a reprieve, and sink right back down. Come back up, and one more. This feels so good, doesn't it? Once you finally allow yourself to feel the stretch, right? You can stay here if you were a little late joining, or go ahead, switch the other side. So my right leg is out to the side, and I'm getting ready to do my hip rock back on the right, okay? Oh, this feels so good. Let's try it together. Come up onto your hands, rock back onto your heels. That's where the name comes from, the rock back. If you want to make this a fluid motion, especially if you're really tight, that's a great way to kind of let your muscles relax instead of sinking and holding. Sometimes our muscles get a little cranky if we try and not almost force them to listen to what our mind is telling them. All right, come out of that, shake it out. Come up to a standing position. Give me a really wide stance like you're going to do a sumo squat. And for this one, you're going to sink down, place your right hand on the ground, take your left hand, sweep it up. All right, let's try that. Sink down. If this is enough of a stretch, go right ahead and hang out here and shift your weight from side to side. Otherwise, hand down, sweep the opposite hand up towards the ceiling. Come back up, switch sides. Left hand planted, right hand up towards the ceiling. Come back up, reset, sink down, opposite hand planted, sweep up towards the ceiling. Okay, 20 seconds, rest, recover, transition. I'm going to demonstrate the next one because it's really fun. Give me a downward facing dog, but this time you're going to take the left leg, extend it behind you, and bring it up in front and set it down, okay? It's kind of like a pigeon, but instead of keeping the leg close to your body like you would for a pigeon when you set it down, you're gonna open it up. So you really feel this in your hips and in your thigh muscles. Okay, reverse, extend it out, give it a nice stretch, swoop it in, set it down. You're going to feel this in all sorts of places, so don't be surprised if the left side is a little different than the right. Right? Go ahead and give me a little bit of a wrist roll if you need to. Otherwise, let's try seeing what the right side feels like. So, a downward facing dog. Float the right leg up. Bring it in. Set it down. Pause for a few moments, whatever you need to really get the most out of this exercise, and then reset. So leg extended, bring it in, and set it down. I think I've got time for one more. Extend, swoop in, and set down. Oh, this feels so good. Oh. All right, last one. 20 seconds, rest, recover, transition. I'm going to show you this really cool finishing exercise. So you're going to take the left leg, bend it, push the heel towards the ceiling, open up the hip, but keep going until you're seated in this half pretzel position. Okay? We're going to alternate sides. So next time, take your right leg, bend it, push the heel towards the ceiling, and keep going, all right? So this is what it looks like again. Heel, press to the ceiling, open up the hip, rotate, rotate, rotate until you're sitting up. Try and get both sit bones on the floor if you can, and then bring it back to the starting position and work on the other side. All right. Sneak one more of those exercises in if you can. Otherwise, join me on the mat. All right, find a comfortable position, both knees bent. Heading into our cool down, you're just going to gently roll your knees from side to side. Give your low back a nice release after some of those more dynamic exercises. Take your time, but flip over onto your stomach. Place your hands under your chest and give me an upward dog. Make sure your elbows are tucked into your sides and your hips are anchored. Make your way into a straddle pose. You can either do this sitting or standing. I'm just going to give myself a nice reach to the ground. And then, of course, Make my way over to the left side, bias the left hamstring, and then right side, right hamstring. Last exercise, lateral line stretch. Take the right leg, tuck it behind the left, right arm, extend it up to the ceiling, bend away from the right side. So bend towards your left. This really elongates and stretches the whole right side. Hopefully you can feel that at home. Really sink your hip down to get the most out of this hip. And let's reverse it. So left leg, extend behind, left arm reaches up to the ceiling, bend away from that side or bend towards the right. Set the hip down. Don't let that hip hike up. Slowly come out of that. Give yourself some wiggles. Take any additional stretches that you might need, and then give yourself a huge round of applause, a pat on the back for finishing this routine. Thank you for joining me. I hope you loved it, and I will see you again soon. Bye, everyone. Workout complete.